All right, Kevin, the days are still hot, but it might be in my imagination. The nights just seem a little cooler.
Oh, they are. You can feel that little edge in the air, and that just means we're on the cusp of seeing changes. But let's first start with a beautiful day. This was Farnsworth Peak time lapse tonight. Little hazy in the air, but as the sun started to set, it just lit up the evening sky. We saw a few clouds, and it ended up being such a pretty evening out there. I hope you had a chance to get out and see it. And the temperatures, well, I'll show you those in a minute. How about our monthly winner in the KSL Les Olson photo contest? You, our viewers, voted for Allison's picture of Cache Valley to be the monthly winner for the month of August. Her picture is now featured at KSLTV.com and will be featured in the 2027 calendar. The 2026 calendars are under manufacturing right now, so pretty cool shot. Allison, congratulations. You've won a frame print and an HP printer, compliments of Les Olson. How about August summaries? Well, typically, we get 2 days of 100-degree temperatures, 20 days in the 90s, 8 days in the 80s, and 1 day in the 70s with just over a ½ inch of precipitation normal. This August, we ended with 3 days in the 100s, 17 in the 90s, 10 in the 80s, and 1 day with temperatures in the 70s. But the precipitation, 3/4 of an inch, 131% of normal. Yes, August was a little wetter than normal, but the summer ended up about 50% of normal in Salt Lake City for that rainfall. We desperately need the water. And yes, we got a little, but oh, we need a whole lot more. Currently, it's 74 in Logan. We're currently at 79 Salt Lake, 81 Moab. Look at the 60s in Price and Blanding right now. That's a nice little crisp cool. And 72 in Cedar City with 89 in St. George. Across the west, pretty quiet. The afternoon, yeah, we saw a little bit of cloud cover and a few little buildups in the afternoon, but nothing major. High pressure still the dominant feature, and that's going to stay. However, there's enough movement in that high over the next couple of days that we're going to start to draw in some cloud cover. Tomorrow, southern Utah sees partly cloudy skies. Northern Utah gets mostly sunny. Most of the afternoon buildups over the higher elevations will be confined over into Nevada, a little bit into the central southern mountains, but each day this week, Tuesday into Wednesday into Thursday, we'll see an increase in that moisture. And by Thursday afternoon, Kanab over towards Lake Powell, a pretty decent chance of some pop-up thunderstorms. And by Friday, Saturday, that expands across central and northern Utah, and that's where we'll see a drop in temperatures and a slight chance for some rain. Tomorrow, mostly sunny in Nephi with upper 80s and low 90s, Price to 88, Green River to 97. As we go south, we'll see a bit more cloud cover. So St. George, partly cloudy 101, Cedar City, partly cloudy and 90. Those partly cloudy skies stretch over to Panguitch and maybe even as far east as Loa. Northern or southern forecast, partly cloudy for the next 3 days and a little drop in temperature. We'll add a chance for thunderstorms on Friday and a better chance on Saturday, bringing some rain to St. George as highs top out in the upper 80s. West Valley tomorrow, mostly sunny and 92, Spanish Fork to 93. Brigham City and Ogden both stop at 91. Salt Lake City will see a low overnight of 65. Tomorrow's high, 92. And 3 days in those 90s before we drop back to the 80s, bringing a chance for a thunderstorm over the weekend. I know kids are going back to school, and that's some hot weather to be back in those schools, but it stays warm for most of the week.
And those mornings are nice, too. I like it now in the morning because there is a little bit, like you, I think, similar to the evenings, right? A little bit of a chill.
A little cooler.
Yeah, thanks, Kev.
You're welcome.